Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, day number 43. It's Friday today, which means that it is a vertical jump or dunking day. So the weather's still not too great, so I wasn't able to do full approach jumps. And it's just been a theme over the last few days that the weather's just been trash. But that makes it all the more important that your mindset is in the right place. And when you're committed to something, it shouldn't matter what the weather's like. Obviously, it'd be ideal if it was sunny and warm and I'd be able to do, dunks on dry ground where I'd be able to get full approach without the risk of slipping. I also slept pretty terribly last night. I probably averaged about 4 hours sleep, maybe that. But I wasn't going to miss this workout because if I work a late shift where I work from 1:45 until 10:15 in the evening, there's no way I'm going to get a workout in after that. I mean, if needs must, I could do that, but I don't want to put myself in that position to then compromise this evening's night of sleep. So even with 4 hours of sleep, I was like, I'm going to set my alarm early and then just going to get up and go and do the workout without thinking about it. And maybe I would have performed better if I had better sleep, but at the end of the day, it's the choice between an optimal situation to do the workout and a less optimal situation. And I would go with the slightly more optimal, but still not ideal situation. But we don't live in an ideal world. We live in the real world. We live in reality. It's all great to have an ideal situation in your mind, but that's just a fantasy. What you have to do is be very, very open to what's actually happening in reality. And if that's rain, if that's snow, if that's a terrible night of sleep, if that's a cold coming on, that's what I've got at the moment. If that's, not optimal nutrition because you've not been able to organize your meals around cooking meals around your shifts, then that's just what it is. And being okay with that and coping with it and still getting the work in that you need to get done. What needs to be done, the work that needs to be done, that has to be done, you need to do it. And whatever mental games you need to do with yourself, whatever mind games you need to play with yourself to get that to happen, then do them, because at the end of the day, when you get the work done, you'll feel a lot better for it. And that's how I feel right now after having done this workout and recording this as I do it. I have this fantastic audiobook that I've been listening to probably on and off for the past 6 months to 7 months. It's called The Practicing Stoic by Ward Farnsworth. And essentially the premise of this book is it's a compilation of different Stoic philosophers or different Stoic advocates, people like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Montaigne, and Epictetus. And it's their writings that have survived these thousands of years, and it's their writings on different topics. Topics such as adversity, death, desire, wealth, emotion. And I think the chapter that most rings true with me and is kind of really resonating with me at the moment is the chapter on adversity. And the chapter sort of goes like this. Adversity is defined as events that go against how you'd want them to happen. That is like the definition of it. And no one, by definition, wants adversity to happen. But the Stoic mentality towards adversity is bearing it nobly. So bearing the wounds of war nobly. Nobody wants to go to war, but if war is a necessity, and everyday life can be a war if you want it to be, and I think making progress and trying to improve yourself, whether that's physically through workouts, whether that's career, whatever it is, it's a war, and you have to have the mindset of a warrior where you have to be okay with adversity. Obviously you don't want it, but you have to be able to bear the wounds of adversity nobly. And I firmly believe that it's adversity that makes the man, adversity that makes the person. You can't become strong in something. You can't become stronger without overcoming some kind of resistance or adversity. It's the resistance that makes you stronger. And this is why I love working out so much, because it's the physical resistance of the weights that makes you stronger. But it's also the mental resistance that it takes to do these workouts in these difficult situations that makes you mentally tougher and mentally stronger. And it is a struggle and it's very difficult, but it's in doing the difficult things, like working out in the rain when it's cold and windy, like working out in the snow when you really don't want to, like sweeping up a whole hill of snow when you don't really have to. That is what makes you mentally stronger and physically more resilient to stress, by consistently exposing yourself to it voluntarily, so that the rest of the stresses of everyday life become a lot easier to deal with. And I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes of all time. It's an old Jewish proverb. Ask not for lighter burdens, but for broader shoulders to bear them. That's it from me, and I will catch you guys in the next one tomorrow.